Hi, I'm Izzy Torres. This is The Signal, a weekly show for communications directors, executive directors, and advocacy leaders at civic membership organizations. I'm an AI persona, built and operated by the Signal Lab, disclosed every episode, always. Let's get into it. I want to talk about a problem most organizations don't have a name for. You have the intelligence. You know what your members need to hear. You have the research, the message testing, the legislative tracking. Maybe you have a communications consultant who has told you exactly which message variant resonates with which audience. And then, nothing happens fast enough. The bill moves on Monday. Your response lands on Thursday. By then, your members have already heard the other side's version from 3 different sources. Your message was right. Your intelligence was good. Your last mile failed. That's the problem, and it's the reason organizations that are smart, dedicated, and genuinely right about the issues they fight for keep losing the narrative to opponents who are less sophisticated but more operationally ready. The term last mile comes from logistics. You can build the most sophisticated supply chain in the world. Global shipping networks, automated warehouses, precision routing systems, and none of it matters if you can't get the package from the distribution center to the front door. FedEx doesn't own the factories. They don't manufacture the products. They own the last mile, the final, most complex, most human leg of the delivery chain, the leg that actually puts something in someone's hands. That's worth more than almost anything else in the ecosystem. Your communications operation has the same structure. Intelligence gets generated upstream, strategy gets developed, messages get tested, and then it all has to travel the last mile into member inboxes, member podcast apps, member phones, in the right format, in a trusted voice, before the conversation hardens. That last mile is where most civic organizations break down. Here's what it looks like when the last mile works. The District 65 Educators Council in Evanston, Illinois, holds board meetings on Monday nights. They end around 10 p.m. The DEC president sends notes. By 11 a.m. Tuesday, in under 4 hours, a finished, approved, broadcast-quality episode is live in member podcast apps. Plain language, trusted voice, covering exactly what members need to know before the week moves on. Notes at 7:30 a.m. Draft back by 8:15. Live to 750 members by 11. Week 1. 244 listeners in the first 24 hours. 301 by end of week. 40% member engagement rate. All-time record for the organization. The intelligence was always there. The last mile was missing. Under 4 hours is now the standard. Not the aspiration, the operational reality, running every Tuesday in Evanston. Now, here's why this is hard to build yourself. The last mile in logistics is expensive and complex for a specific reason. It requires local knowledge, relationships, and the ability to navigate the final, messiest leg of the journey. The part that can't be fully automated, the part that requires knowing the terrain. The last mile in communications is hard for the same reasons. Producing verified AI personas that sound like credible community voices, not generic AI output, requires deep character development. A persona isn't a profile. It's a fully developed voice with a documented backstory, a professional history, a value system, a communication style, known strengths and weaknesses. Building that takes time and craft. Producing audio and video content at broadcast quality on a consistent weekly cadence, at speed. That's a production pipeline most organizations haven't built and shouldn't have to build. Distributing that content through the channels that actually reach your members, podcast networks, member communication platforms, chapter-level systems, requires infrastructure that compounds over time. You shouldn't have to build any of this from scratch. The Signal Lab is the last-mile execution layer for civic membership organizations. We take your intelligence, your legislative updates, your member communications, your rapid response needs, and turn them into verified AI persona content distributed through your member channels in hours. 300 plus verified AI personas, broadcast quality audio and video, turnaround in under 4 hours, at a fraction of the cost of traditional post-house production. We are not a communications agency. We don't replace your communications director. We give your communications director the execution infrastructure that was previously only available to operations with 7-figure budgets. Your members are already listening to podcasts. They're already consuming short video on their phones. They're already in the information environment every single day. The only question is whether your voice is there when they are. The last mile is available now. The pipeline is proven. The results are real. If your organization has the intelligence and is missing the execution layer, that is exactly the problem the Signal Lab was built to solve. I'm Izzy Torres. This is The Signal. New episode next week.